this is my filming setup. It's not very good. Hello. It's not the... What happened to my lip? Wait. Okay, hi. This is a long overdue video. A long overdue. Everything's long overdue. Okay. So welcome to my series about death. What is happening with this glare? I can't cope. Right, anyway. So welcome to my series about death. If you don't like death, anything that's about gore, gruesome things, anything that's about dying, passing over to the other side, then this is not for you. But if you do like creepy things and death and everything about dying and everything about the deceased, then this is something for you. Right, so just ignore my orange hair. I'm going through a bit of a phase at the minute, and I don't know why I'm sat crouched like this, because this is just like why. But I could have put you up there, but I didn't want to because I just couldn't figure it out, and I looked ugly. So this is what you're getting. Anyway, so death. First part of this series is going to be about sitting wakes. Okay, sitting wakes. Sitting wakes is a thing people have been doing for hundreds of years. Okay, and the thing that I find creepy about this is that it's actually legal and we can still do this today if we wanted to. All you can see is my reflection of my glasses in this light. Is that any better? I don't think it's better. I feel like... So, a sitting wake... Can't get my words out of my mouth. It's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. And I looked into the internet, as you do, onto the internet, onto the internet, as you do. And I found some sitting wakes that some people have done. So hundreds of years ago, people used to do sitting wakes as sort of a thing to remember the deceased's relatives, and it's a type of embalming that you sit up at your funeral and people come and pay their respects to you, but you look like you're still alive. In the olden days, as I call it, they used to have people sitting up and embalmed to be sat up because they believed that, because sometimes they wanted them to stay at home till they got buried, and they believed that rats weren't scared of the living, they were more scared of the dead, so that's why they made them look like they were alive. So it's like rats would not come and, like, you know, like gnaw on them and stuff. What was that? I think that was dust. Anyway, so the first video that I found was this lady called Miriam Burbank. I think I've got notes, sorry, pronouncing that right. And she was 53 years old, and she was from New Orleans, however you pronounce that. And she got embalmed for her sitting wake, and she was sat posed upright, drinking some bush beer, and she was posed with a menthol cigarette, partying, because apparently her family thought that would be a good way to remember her. this is a clip of her, and it's just weird, but I kind of like it at the same time.
Awake, not awake.
So, New Orleans, where people do wacky stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, now I love the idea of parties at funerals as a celebration of life.
Okay, so my thoughts on it really are quite open, because it's like, I get why people might like be attached to someone that much that they want to like remember them for a little bit longer, but it's also really, sorry, that's my little boy, he's asleep. So I actually do get it a little bit, but then at the same time it's really weird. But I mean, to be respectful for people, it's weird, but it's also kind of good. I don't know how to say that. But yeah, so the next person who I found was this man named Fernando Di Petra, I think. Jesus Diaz Bietro, or something like that. I don't think that pronunciation's right. But he died at 26 years old, and he was Puerto Rican, and he had a cigarette, and he was embalmed with his eyes open, and he was in his sports gear because that's what he liked. And yeah, the pronunciation of that name was terrible, but I mean, yeah, and bless him, 26 years old, that's really young and really sad. And I think I have a clip of that too. So I found another clip that I thought was interesting. This guy called Chi Lewis, aged 29, sadly was murdered, and he was shown at his funeral in a pink suit, and he was sat on a chair and got actually refused into his own funeral because people found it disturbing and didn't want that in the place of rest that he was going to have it there, the church. And yeah, he was refused inside, so he had to be outside, which I think's really bad, because like, yikes, like outside at your own funeral, that's not good. But they made it look really beautiful what they did. But just take a look at this.
Up in a chair instead of lying in a coffin. How about that for a?
Another gentleman that I found really interesting, his name was Renard Matthews, I think that's how he pronounced it, and he was 18 years old when he died, which is really sad as well. But he was embalmed sitting up again on a chair, and he had a video game controller in his hand, his favourite snacks, and Boston Celtics on the TV. And he was from New Orleans, or New Orleans, however you pronounce that, because I'm British and I don't know what I'm saying. And it just, oh, it looks so realistic. It's almost like you could go up to him and have a conversation and be like, "Sup, dude?" And if he didn't answer you back, you'd be certainly like, why is he not speaking? But yeah, like, oh, this is a clip of him.
18 of New Orleans, Louisiana, was robbed June 25th while walking his dog.
So they're just a few of the examples of people who were embalmed and preserved to sit up at their funerals. And I personally, I don't hate it, I don't love it. I'm a bit like, well, if you like it, go figure, then do what you want to do. But if you don't, then I can see why people get really creeped out, because it's a creepy thing. But if it brings families peace, I mean, why not? But that is one of the weird subjects I want to talk about. And the one more thing that I would like to say is, if you were going to be embalmed and remembered at your funeral at a sitting wake, what would you have your family members do? What would you be drinking? What would you be eating? How would you look and what would you wear? Comment down below what sort of things you'd want at your sitting wake. Personally, at my sitting wake, I think I'd be wanting to be in like a nice ball gown with a glass of champagne, maybe. I don't know. I'd want to look better than this. But yeah, just comment down below. Interesting. I like death. I'm fascinated with death. Death fascinates me. I like it. I'm a weirdo. I'm going to be here for a couple more videos, 5 parts in this series. And yeah, there's just short and sweet, but I find it interesting. So like I said, like, subscribe, share if you want to, put the bell notification on if you want that, and I think that's it. Cool. Bye.